NAACP. On February 12, 1909, what is now the nation's oldest and largest grassroots civil rights organization, was formed. The NAACP, which stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, has been a driving force in fighting race-based discrimination, what is now the nation's oldest and largest grassroots civil rights organization, was formed. The NAACP, in 1909, racial injustices were common. Segregation was legal in many parts of the United States. Employment discrimination was common, and voting rights were often denied. People of color across the country had to live with the fear of racial violence and lynching. And so, the NAACP was formed, built on the ideals of another group, the Niagara Movement. W.E.B. Du Bois, along with 29 other prominent African Americans, started the Niagara Movement in 1905. They met near Niagara Falls and wrote a manifesto calling for equal civil rights, the end of racial discrimination, and the full recognition of humanity for people of color. In 1909, many white liberals in New York City joined with some of the Niagara Movement's black intellectual leaders, and from that group, the NAACP was born. In addition to W.E.B. Du Bois, other NAACP founders included renowned civil rights leaders Ida B. Wells and Mary Church Terrell. The NAACP's mission has been to achieve a fully integrated society with equal rights for all. Its national leadership has always been interracial, even though the greater membership has been mostly African American. To achieve its mission, the NAACP has not only focused on using the legal system to challenge discrimination, but also on convincing all people of the need for racial equality through speeches, organizing, and legal advocacy. Since its inception, the NAACP has had a long list of legal accomplishments and successes. The NAACP's first challenge was fighting Jim Crow laws, which maintained legal segregation. In 1915, the NAACP was instrumental in outlawing the Grandfather Clause, which allowed white people to get around literacy tests that were used to prevent people of color from voting in many states. From 1920 to 1938, the organization flew a flag outside its New York City offices with the words, "A man was lynched yesterday," to call attention to the rampant lynching occurring in the United States. In 1954, the NAACP's chief counsel, Thurgood Marshall, successfully argued the case of Brown v. Board of Education before the Supreme Court, ending the legal segregation of schools. During the Civil Rights Movement, the NAACP co-organized the March on Washington in 1963, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. The NAACP lobbied for the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which outlawed discrimination, and the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which made it illegal to deny people the right to vote based on their race. Today, the NAACP remains actively committed to fighting discrimination. Its scope has widened to include fighting inequality in economics, healthcare, education, voter empowerment, and the criminal justice system. To this day, the NAACP continues to serve as an important legal advocate for all civil rights issues.
We are the home of grassroots activism for civil rights and social justice. We are the eyes, heart, and determination of over 2 million activists in more than 2,200 units and branches across the country working to eliminate race-based discrimination in all facets of life. In our cities, schools, companies, and courtrooms, we are the legacy of W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, Thurgood Marshall, and many other giants of civil rights. Our vision is to ensure a society in which all individuals have equal rights and there is no racial hatred or racial discrimination, and we're on a mission of civil rights and social justice for all, fighting for race and justice, education and innovation, environment and climate justice, inclusive economies, health and well-being, next generation leadership, and advocacy and litigation. We make an impact. With more than 2 million members and 112 years of experience, we work to make sure Black voices are heard, demands are met, and Black excellence is amplified. In Syracuse, we are 200 members strong, and yes, we're still fighting for you.
African Americans and other people of color are dying from COVID-19 at alarming rates.
This year could have taken away everything.
We're here today because George Floyd is not here.
2020 reminded us we've only come so far.
And many of these restrictions had a disparate impact on Black voters.
A year that threatened decades of progress. And rather than accept it, we decided to fight. We persisted, organized our people, remembered where we came from, and most importantly, remembered where we're going. We organized. We inspired. We voted and voted and voted. We volunteered. We remembered. We always remember because we can't afford to forget. To be counted, to stop the hate, to empower ourselves and our community. We are the NAACP, still fighting for justice, still fighting for survival, still fighting for you.
And we empower. As a 501c4 organization, we're organized for purpose, not profits. Our 501c3 partner organization, known as the NAACP Empowerment Programs, accepts fully tax-deductible donations as followed by the IRS. The Legal Defense Fund, also referred to as the NAACP LDF, was founded in 1940 as part of the NAACP. It is recognized as the nation's first civil rights and human rights law organization and shares our commitment to equal rights. And now you're wondering how to join the NAACP. As a member, you'll make a difference each and every day in this fight and become a part of a vibrant community of people who stand for justice and equality. The NAACP relies on the commitment and dedication of our members to help us stand up to racial disparities in America. Your membership allows you to work with activists and organizers in local NAACP branches, organize marches, rallies, and direct action campaigns to bring attention to local issues, support access to quality education, healthcare, and economic opportunities, advocate for laws and policies to improve your community, participate in voter registration and get out the vote campaigns, and attend national events, regional conferences, and trainings to sharpen your advocacy skills and your leadership skills. Choose the membership type that best fits you. We have regular annual memberships, lifetime memberships, and corporate memberships. There are several levels for the regular annual membership: the regular adult, youth under the age of 17, and women in the NAACP. We also have several levels of lifetime membership: junior life, bronze life, silver life, gold life, and diamond life. And finally, we have a corporate membership with an annual corporate contribution of $5,000. So, it's time to sign up. Visit our website at syracusenaacp.com and click on the membership tab. Fill out your application and pay for your membership by clicking on the donate button, or mail in your check to the Syracuse, Onondaga, NAACP, P.O. Box 11081, Syracuse, New York 13218. The time is now. Thank you for considering becoming a member of the Syracuse Onondaga NAACP. You will join a network of activists standing up to injustice, fighting back against systemic racism, and answering the call for equality. At this time,
thank you, Sherry. And if you are interested in becoming a member or learning more about the NAACP, feel free to log on to SyracuseNAACP.com. You will learn more about our activities, our events, or even joining one of our committees. And so I want to make an announcement tonight that our delegates for the 85th Annual NAACP New York State Convention are Linda Brown Robinson, Sherry Dozier Owens, Latoya Jones, Diane Dwyer, Shirley Rouser, and myself, Colette Matthews Carter. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good evening.